What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Complex 2. Today we're going to be discussing all the album news and everything that's been going on within the Iann community recently. So let's just dive on into this, guys. So if you don't know, obviously Iann's On to Better Things, his second studio album. We've been discussing, theorizing, talking about this album for months now, if not over a year now, actually, because I've been making videos on this since the rollout or Iann started talking about the album has started. But regardless, we have a lot of news to go over. Iann went on Instagram Live a couple times throughout the weekend to give us some new snippets, some news, some info regarding the album, singles, all that. So we're just going to dive into everything. Starting off with the fan favorite snippet, It's True, or the official name, Heavy. It sounds like it's almost confirmed to be on to Better Things.
So that's another one.
If this song is on to Better Things, this will be the first leak that I know of that's on the album so far. But honestly, from this snippet version that Iann played, it sounds a little bit different, like a little bit different mixing stuff than the leak. And also, this is also completely different than the OG one from 2019 that I feel like a lot of us can agree is the one that should drop. But regardless, it sounds like this will be on the album, which I don't think is an L at all. Even if it is a leak, this song is still fire. I'll be happy either way, whether it's on the album or not. Now, another grill within the Iann community that Iann played back when they were still hyping up Nothing's Ever Good Enough 2 was Regret, and it sounds like Regret did get cut off from the album's track list.
I ain't gonna lie to you. This might not make the album, but it's called Regret.
This really sucks because this song sounds insane and it's a Nick and Iann song, so I mean that just makes it so much better. But regardless, I still think that there will be enough tracks on here to kind of fill the gap between not having Regret on the album. Also want to stop a second from talking about everything that Iann went over in the Instagram Live, because he did also put out a couple tweets, and I want to dive into how I kind of interpreted these tweets. So the first tweet Iann said was, taking a big risk on this album. Haven't been able to make my mind up, and I'm going with my gut feeling. Let You is next. Album is right after. I love you guys till the end. The wait is almost over. Now, the thing with this tweet is, it sounds like Iann really is a little bit nervous to drop this album, just because there's some punk rock on here. There's obviously rap, melodic. It's just a different vibed album with some features you wouldn't really expect Iann to have, like Doja Cat and Young Thug. It really is branching out in a huge step for Iann, especially considering all he has out is Nothing's Ever Good Enough, Industry Plant, and I'm Gone. And don't get me wrong, I think that this album is a step in the right direction, and I think it will be received well. At least I think a lot of people will enjoy the album. Whether it performs well or not, that's a whole nother question, but I think people that do listen to this album will enjoy it. But then Iann also went on to tweet out yesterday on the 10th, at the time making this video at least, finally got all the songs for the album. And we're going to dive into this in a second, because I think I have another clip to show where Iann talks about this. But yeah, again, Iann just now said that he has all the songs for the album, and then he went on Instagram Live and said that Regret wasn't on the album. So my theory is that Regret was on the album, and after going back and I guess finalizing again for the track list, Iann decided to cut that off. There's supposed to be 17 tracks on here, so hopefully he didn't just cut Regret off and it's down to 16. Hopefully he swapped it out with something maybe better, even though I still think Regret is an insane song. Alright, back to the Instagram Live clips. The third thing that I found was Iann did play a Free Falling snippet. Now, I'm not playing this in the video because this is confirmed to be on the album from that track list that Iann gave us. Keep in mind that that track list might not be completely true anymore, though, because I do remember in this live, Iann said something how he didn't know how he felt about this song, and then obviously he said he was switching around the track list, finally got it again. So just keep in mind that some of these songs might have got taken off again, they might have got swapped out. He might have ended up taking Free Falling and Regret off, I'm not sure. Both sound insane, so I would just rather him just stop touching and messing with the album and just leave it the way it is, because I still want to hear these songs released. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, if he is changing songs, he's at least picking better substitutions for them and nothing worse.
I've been working on this album for so long. There's so many songs, and like I just need everything to be perfect for you guys. So it's taking me a minute, but it's really like it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be my best album, honestly. So
Iann also goes on to explain that On to Better Things will be his best album. He said that he thinks that this is his best project, and I completely agree. I'm a huge fan of Nothing's Ever Good Enough and Industry Plant. I'm Gone is alright. I like Good Day, Sick and Tired, Prospect, and Paradise. And sometimes I'll listen to Sickness or the other songs on there, but overall, Nothing's Ever Good Enough and Industry Plant have yet to be topped from any single Iann's released, any little project like Still Here. So I think that On to Better Things though is going to actually top Nothing's Ever Good Enough and Industry Plant, which will be dope because both those projects have been out for basically 2 years at this point. Iann also discussed Never Mattered can't drop because of the beat yet again, and his friend actually even asked Iann in the studio, why didn't you just change the beat or something to drop it? And Iann even says that, well, if you change the beat, it just kind of ruins the vibe of the song or whatever, which I completely agree.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit is hard. But I think someone already used that beat, so
That's the issue.
that's literally the only problem. I'll put it in my album, but the beat has already been used, so yeah.
That remix beat.
Yeah, but like then you remake the beat and it just doesn't hit the same. You're just like,
Right.
so.
And if you don't know, Joe Kenji actually used the Never Matter beat. That's the reason. Iann even says in the live, that's the reason it's not on the album. But it doesn't really matter because the song did end up leaking. Shout out to Iann's feed for posting this and keeping us updated with all this news. Link to his Instagram will be in the description down below. But yeah, Never Mattered leaked, which obviously all of you know is my Iann Grail, so I didn't care if it released or leaked. I just wanted to hear it, and now that we have it, I don't really care if it ever gets dropped with the issues with the beat or whatever's going on. Moving on, Iann also confirmed that You is the intro to On to Better Things. He's played this song a couple times at this point.
Hey yo, Brian, I'm about to show them our song. So this is the intro to the album. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
And then lastly, what we love to hear is that Iann announced that the album will be releasing mid to late November. It's not like we didn't hear this from mid to late October or any other time within the last year that Iann has not dropped. Almost 2 years he hasn't dropped an album. Alright, obviously I'm joking. I'm not trying to hate on Iann. I understand that stuff takes time and he's trying to make this album perfect, and don't get me wrong, I'm beyond excited, and it's to the point where at least every day that goes by, we are a day closer to the album. I mean, that just has to be. This album has to drop before Iann goes on tour. He is literally going on a On to Better Things tour for an album that isn't out. Like, there's no way this album does not drop before his tour. And his tour starts in January, so the album has to drop in either November or December. Now, the last piece of news, Iann also posted on his Instagram story that Let You's video shoot will be next week on Monday, and that should be dropping soon after that.
Alright guys, I just got confirmation that we are shooting the Let You video next week, I think on Monday. So I'm excited about it. It's one of my favorite songs in the album, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
So I'm expecting Let You to drop either very end of October or very early November. And then if Iann doesn't drop the album in November, I'm assuming he's going to skip over December just because a lot of Christmas songs get streams during that time. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cardi did this, and Iann could just drop like a little bit earlier in December. But my best theory and my best guess is if Let You drops in October sometime or early November, On to Better Things will be mid to late November. Or if it doesn't drop in December, it'll drop January right before his tour. Trippie did that with Trip at Night. He dropped that basically a week before his Trip at Night tour kicked off, and I mean, I think it's just obvious that Iann would have to do this as well. And it would seem more likely just because Iann and Trippie do have the same label and stuff. But with all this being said, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you are new here, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because we are on the road to 4,000 subscribers. I'm doing my best to bring you guys videos and news videos on different rappers every single day. So if you are new here, please subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.